Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got the 50 Jahre M3 in Techno Violet. This is one of the 5 colors you could choose from when ordering a vehicle. I believe there's about 500 or so in the US market. We ended up getting 2 allocations. This is the first one to arrive. We ordered it obviously a very long time ago. And it got stuck at the LA port waiting for transport for a couple weeks. But it's finally arrived. So the other colors you could choose from, including Techno Violet, basically colors from past BMW M3s. So starting with the E30 and going through the F80, the Cinnabar Red from the E30 era, Techno Violet from the E36, Interlagos Blue from the E46, and I think also the E9X generation. You also got the Lime Rock Gray for the F80 generation and Fire Orange from the E9X generation. That's the Lime Rock Park Edition M3. Also the E92 M3 GTS. So it's really a special car. Those are the 5 different colors you could choose from. Now Fire Orange and Lime Rock Gray have been available from BMW individual for quite some time. We've actually had Lime Rock Gray M3, I think it was a 2021 model, if I remember correctly. But the other 3 colors, Cinnabar, Techno, and Interlagos, have been kept under wraps, so you couldn't get those colors anywhere else except with this edition car. So individual orders for those colors were rejected. So it came down to, with 2 cars, which ones to choose. Techno was an obvious choice. The other one would have been Interlagos or Cinnabar. And we went with Cinnabar Red, so that will be in hopefully in the next month or 2. But let's go over all the special features on the 50 Jahre M3. So laser lights are standard. We have a carbon fiber front splitter, which you can also get as a port installed accessory on the regular M3 comps or M3s. 50th anniversary BMW M emblems, which of course makes sense given the 50 Jahre edition. Moving to the side, we've got our 826M wheels. They are in a special color. This is Frozen Orbit Gray, and usually the special edition cars do get special colors of wheels. Now my M3 CS does have Frozen Orbit Gray. Unfortunately, we did not get the lottery win here. The tires, we got the P0s. You also choose brake color calipers, so red, black, blue, and of course carbon ceramics. I think carbon ceramics would have been overkill given the price of this vehicle, so we went with red to go with Techno Violet, which is a fantastic color and not seen on a modern BMW since the E36. Out back, you also get carbon fiber gurney flap / spoiler. And new, you do get carbon fiber tips. I believe these tips will be made available, maybe not with the port installed options, but definitely for regular M3s, M4s. M3 comp badging in gloss black. No carbon fiber diffuser. I was taking the lovely Techno Violet in the sun. A fantastic purple violet. Personally, I think Techno is the color to have out of the 5 available colors. I think Fire Orange, at least for our market, would have been a hard sell. But Techno's up there. Interlagos would be another good choice. Lime Rock, it's okay. We've already had it on an M3. This makes it a little bit more special. Opening up, we are greeted with black extended merino leather. See our 50 Jahre M3 edition badging on the door sill. We did opt for the carbon bucket seats. You also get the regular M Sport seats, but I think with this special edition car, I think you've got to go for the carbon buckets. You do have the M striping on the head restraint there. reminiscent of what was on the F80 M3 CS and F82 M4 CS. So black, no shocks there. So you do have different contrast stitching. So you have the blue stitching here on the upper portion of the seat, then red stitching on the side bolsters. So really nice touches with the individual stitching. Of course, you could opt for that on your own. It will cost you a pretty penny, of course. Alcantara on the side bolsters. And obviously I meant thigh bolsters here. So no surprises here. Of course, we have xDrive 8 with a new 2023, technically I guess an LCI, Lifecycle Impulse refresh for BMW, because that's based on the 3 Series, which went through its refresh. We do have the parking assistance package and xDrive 8. Carbon fiber interior trim as well. And then we've got a badge here signifying you have basically a 1 of 500 badge here. Now it's difficult to hear, it's 1 of 500. It's obviously not the first one, but that badging is there. All right, let's go over pricing and options. So, starting price of the M3 Comp xDrive is $80,800. The 50 Yachty edition stuff, $8,970. $700 for the parking assistance package, exec package for another $1,800. Another $4,500 for the carbon buckets, and then $3,430 for these other special edition content. So all told, MSRP of just over $101,000. So obviously a very expensive M3. And I am told that we are doing a markup on this one. Asking, I believe, is $25,000. So don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just relaying that information to you guys. I know there's markups going around for these cars. Was down in Palm Springs and did get to see their Techno Violet M3, and I believe they sold theirs for $15,000 over MSRP. But we also get Harman Kardon. I think the one sort of issue I have with this is it does not have xDrive Professional. That's really a disappointing thing. Now, if we talk about other things in terms of setup, to get the xDrive setup, there's a couple things you can do. Go into the apps, and then you go down to vehicle apps, and then driving settings. You can go over into the setup menu there and configure M1 and M2. Otherwise, what you can do is you can press the setup button here. That'll bring up that same sort of menu that we just looked at, and you can go in and set up your M1, M2 button, so whatever you'd like. But not a bad looking interior, in my opinion. Take a look at the back seat as well. All right, so back seat. So you have some nice touches in the back here with the head restraints with this M striping. But otherwise, it's going to look very similar to what you get in normal M3. There's no contrast stitching in the back seats, unfortunately. I guess that would have been a lot more money. But some very nice details with the M3 50 Yachty edition. All right, so I'm going to walk around and take a look at the trunk as well. And there's a special gift you get. I'm not going to open it, but this is a suitcase that you get with the car. So there's a 50-year BMW luggage piece there. I'm not going to open it. I'll leave that to the new owner, whoever that may be. All right, so we'll take a little bit more of a walk around our Techno Violet M3. We'll take a look at the engine compartment as well. So sadly, you don't get carbon fiber mirror caps with this. A little disappointing, or the diffuser as well. So here's our S58, so there's no special tune for this car. 503 horsepower, 479 torques. So badging there for the individual. Techno Violet metallic there. All right, we'll take one more walk around the gorgeous, let me zoom in here, gorgeous M3 competition xDrive. Of course, you guys probably going to debate about whether or not it's actually worth it, over a regular M3. I mean, you do get a lot of nice details in the car, whether that's worth the additional fees you're going to pay, including any markup. That's going to be up to you guys, but this is a special color. You will not be able to order Techno Violet, Interlagos, or Cinnabar Red going forward. This is the only time it's going to appear, as far as I'm told. You will get Lime Rock and Fire Orange on the cars as well, but for model year 23, they're sort of exclusive to the 50 Jahre M3. But obviously this is a lot to take in. I'm glad this car has finally arrived. If you've got any questions about these details on the 50 Jahre M3 or anything else M3 comp or M3, drop them in the comments. We'll be happy to address them. But that's it for a quick tour around this lovely, lovely Techno Violet M3.